Hello, I'm Shekel, an XR creator and the founder of Moosh Studio, a creative production studio based in Tel Aviv and New York. Our mission at Moosh is to mush together storytelling, technology, and design to create meaningful projects with real-world impact. Today, I'm excited to introduce to you Eddie and I, a project I directed and co-produced with Reynard Films and Studio Geppetto. Eddie and I is a 25-minute interactive virtual reality experience that uses hand-tracking technology to promote empathy, teach sign language, and bridge communication gaps. The inspiration came from my 12-year-old niece, who was born deaf. Through her, I started to discover both the richness of deaf culture and the limitations of traditional sign language learning. You can try learning sign language on YouTube, but it's passive, there's no real feedback or interaction, and it's easy to forget. With hand tracking in VR, the experience responds in real time. You learn by doing, your hands become the tool. But this project isn't just about technology or learning a new language. It's about creating tools for empathy and deeper understanding. In the experience, users meet Ron, a deaf 8-year-old boy, on the night before his first camping trip. Ron is afraid, and his mom tries to soothe him with a bedtime story about a kind monster named Eddie. Eddie visits children in their dreams and helps them face their fears. But the story doesn't work. Ron still feels alone and afraid. Ron falls asleep and wakes up in a magical forest. That's when you, the user, step into the story, embodied as Eddie. You go on a journey with Ron, learning how to sign in sign language, solving challenges, and gradually building trust. In the experience, you build a campfire together, you stargaze, you skip stones, and even conquer scary carnivorous plants. But the big question is, can you and Ron connect? And could you overcome a challenge that is fully in silence together? While the project focuses on the deaf experience, it speaks to something larger, the universal challenge of connecting across differences. It's a safe, emotional space to explore communication, inclusion, and empathy. What began as a personal story grew into a social mission. Studies show that 70% of hearing individuals have never spoken to a deaf person, and most say they would feel uncomfortable doing so because they wouldn't know how. This isn't just about deafness, it reflects a broader lack of emotional tools to really connect. Eddie and I was supported by Medienboard, FFF Bayern, CNC, Makor Film Foundation, Gesher Film Foundation, La Villa de Paris, Meta, and Unity for Humanity. In 2023, we were selected for the New Images Festival, where we won the XR Development Market Prize. Following that, we were invited to the Tribeca's Creators Market and Venice Biennale Gap Financing Market. These events helped us secure partnerships with Studio Geppetto and Reynard Films. Studio Geppetto led the environment design using Quill SmoothStep to create a sketchbook-style world that mirrors Ron's imagination. We used this technique, where you draw inside the VR headset in 3D, since drawing is the most primitive tool of visual communication and the way kids communicate. Reynard Films managed animation, VFX, sound design, and overall production in Germany. Character design was led by James A. Castillo and brought to life by No-Go Studio. Eddie, though mostly unseen due to the player's embodiment, was designed to feel heroic, warm, and slightly clumsy, emotionally accessible for kids. With Ron's design, we chose to visibly feature his hearing aids, which are often absent in children's media. At Moosh Studio, Nitay Dagan was story lead, while art direction was led by Makor. Animation was led by Liron Topaz and created frame by frame to reflect Ron's subtle body language and emotions. We worked closely with ASL interpreters and deaf consultations to ensure accurate signing and representation. On the tech side, we developed full body tracking to immerse users in Eddie's character. We also implemented gesture recognition, so when the player signs a word like help, try, or look, Ron responds appropriately, reinforcing learning through interaction. It's about using cutting-edge technology to make sign language learning more interactive, inclusive, and accessible. Eddie and I is suitable for audiences ages 10 and above, designed for educators, families, inclusion-focused organizations, and anyone curious about immersive storytelling or sign language. Eddie and I is premiering in the Venice Immersive competition in the Venice Film Festival of year 2025. The experience shows that communication isn't just about words. It's about intention, effort, and presence. Using deafness as a metaphor, Eddie and I explores what it means to truly connect. Thank you.